Our adventure today, I'm on my way to my new friend Todd Allen's house, who just got his pilot's license, and I'm gonna be his second solo flight. I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna take you along. What could possibly go wrong with a new pilot?
Did you do that before we boarded the aircraft today?
I didn't, but I was very cognizant of that light, and I didn't notice it. So sometimes lights are false.
Hi, my name is Laura Lantry. I'm single, a photographer, world traveler, tiny plane hopper, explorer, scuba diver, sharkaholic, big cat lover, and sunset chaser. I found myself on layover in the live music capital of the world during the COVID-19 pandemic. And just as the country was starting to open up again, a fortuitous cup of coffee made me realize nothing lasts forever. So I grabbed a mask, I packed up my F2 Savannah adventure cat, Xena, Agent 009, and set off to make the most of our situation. These are my adventures. Nothing lasts forever. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.
So my name's Todd Allen. I've been a private pilot since 1996 when I was in college. I studied and took my private pilot's license and passed, fortunately. I took some time off, got current again about 10 years ago, trained with a IFR training place there in Georgetown, got current, and then took another break and have recently bought in a percentage of this plane and have started flying again. We're going out to Georgetown to take a little mission to San Marcos Regional. We're going to use Foreflight to set up our flight plan. We're going to depart GTU, so I'm going to tap on my GTU and say add to route, and then we're going to go to KHYI, which is down through Austin, south by San Marcos. So we're going to say KHYI, add to route, and then you can see the magenta line that identifies our route.
Oh yeah.
And what'll happen is we're going to fly this route, and it looks like it's going to take us, we're going to stay below the class, I think that's class D, or no, maybe C. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to follow this magenta line, the course to KYH, and we're going to come through the Austin airspace, but we're going to stay under 2,100 feet so that we don't have to contact them. So we're going to stay under 2,100 feet, continue south until we get to about 10 miles out. We'll contact the tower at HYI and tell them we're inbound for landing, and they'll direct us around.
A safe flight always begins on the ground. So prior to takeoff, Todd performs a pre-flight inspection that will include making sure there's no water in the gas, the prop is smooth, and the plane is not giving him any reasons not to take off. We'll be adventuring in a 1975 Piper Arrow II. This plane has been well maintained. She has about 12,000 hours, her third engine, and second paint job and interior. Because this model is considered complex due to its retractable landing gear, adjustable speed prop, and his 10-year break in flying, Todd had to obtain special certification to be insured. I was lucky enough to be his passenger for his second solo flight in this plane.
tell Laura this until after the flight. But we were yesterday or 2 days ago. I flew my son. Me and my son went to see my grandma. On the way back, my alternator light, that's here, light, was flickering on and off. Well, I did the normal checks and balances and checked the alternator, make sure it was working. Turned on the heat and the landing light, and saw some indication that the alternator was kicking in. So I felt good. I just knew the light was on, but I didn't want to alert Laura and tell her. So it's not reviewed the emergency procedures if the alternator went out, which didn't seem very likely, but could happen. And it was a good refresher anyway, you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
but weren't you supposed to check it first before we boarded the aircraft?
One of the pilots in the partnership of the plane responded to me because I took a video of it and sent it to everybody just so they know and asked them if they knew what was going on. Anyway, he suggested that I check the belt from the alternator to the engine. I didn't.
Did you do that before we boarded the aircraft today?
I didn't, but I was very cognizant of that light, and I didn't notice it. So sometimes lights are false, or they just don't. They're not right. So.
But just in case you reviewed the emergency procedure.
Yeah, I did. And it wasn't a big deal. They were like, land as soon as possible. They didn't say go into emergency landing procedures. So I felt like we were safe even if the alternator quit. And you still have a time period, between when the alternator goes out and your battery's dead. So you have time.